morning, my name's Tim. We have a challenge today. My sister-in-law is moving tomorrow, and we've been asked to make a big pot of soup for the crowd that's going to help her move. So today we're going to make chicken jalapeno corn chowder soup. And I hope you'll like the video and you'll be able to make it yourself. Okay, this is our first step. I've seasoned the chicken breast. Now we're going to put it in a 325 oven for approximately 45 minutes to an hour. But we're going to double check with a meat thermometer to make sure it's the right temperature and cook through. Alright, while the chicken's roasting, we filled the pot with almost half full of water. And we're going to add some chicken broth to it. Now you're going to have to figure the amounts. I'm just going to give you the basics and you'll have to see what amounts work for you. Now you can use this liquid chicken broth or the powdered chicken broth, or you can make your own, whatever works for you. Best, I was at the store yesterday and it was handy, and I grabbed a couple of these. And we may still have to add some more chicken broth at the end to taste, but we'll check it as we go. Okay, now that we've had the broth added to the water, we're going to put it on the stove and we're going to bring it to a light boil, a chuckle, not a laugh. As you can see now, we've brought our broth up to a chuckle, not a laugh. And that's where we want it. And now we're going to add some corn. As you can see, we're making a large pot of soup, so I have a large bag of corn here. And I'm going to add about half of it right now. And we're going to bring it back up to a chuckle. Now that it's back up to a chuckle, I'm just going to puree it. Now you can do it this way or you can use a blender. Either works. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to add the rest of our corn. There we go, and let it come back up to a chuckle. Now that we've added the rest of our corn and waiting for it to get back up to a chuckle, I've chopped up an onion and in quarters, and I'm using a food processor, but you can use whatever, just dice it up. Doesn't really matter, it'll all work well. And I've done 2 jalapeno peppers, about this size. We're going to check it later to taste and see if we want to add one more. Now I'm also throwing in a couple roasted red peppers. Well, they're pretty big. I'll throw in just one for now. And now we're going to put them in through the processor. We won't do it real fine, we'll just do it so. Now that we've diced these up, we're going to put them into our broth. We'll let this simmer for about an hour or so. Okay, the chicken's been in for about 45 minutes now, so I'm just going to check its internal temperature. Leave that in there for a second. It is 165, exactly. Now the chicken's cooked, we'll take it out and let it just rest for a bit and cool off. Alright, I found that it was lacking a little bit of flavor because it's such a large pot, so I added a little bit of powdered chicken broth to it. And now I'm just going to start pouring in my cream very slowly and just stirring it as I go. And we'll let this come up to a simmer. And this is 18% cream. I mean, and again, as you're making the soup, taste it as you go. Make sure it's exactly what you want. Everybody's different in flavors and that stuff, but you're the cook, so cook it the way you like. Flavor it the way you like. Okay, so I found our soup a little thin, so such a big pot, I added another half a bag of corn. Okay, so this is the soup with the cream in it, and I tasted it again and it still didn't have much heat, so I added that third jalapeno that I had shown you earlier, and I added another roasted red pepper. And I'll just let that simmer for a while, and then we'll add the chicken. Okay, now we're going to cut up our chicken, our roasted chicken, just cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and something like this, or even a little bit smaller, that'd all be good. We have quite a bit of chicken to put in here, but it should be very tasty. Okay, our last step in making the soup. We take feta cheese, and we just break it up. Break it up and just let it go in there, and it'll melt in. And just stir it up, and your soup's ready to go. I hope you enjoy it.